card that you've chosen today is Speak Your Truth. And so when I pulled this card today to do for the podcast, I kept saying to Eric, who runs it with me, I'm sure I've done this card, because quite honestly, this is a card that comes up so often at this point in time for many of my clients. The ability to speak your truth is probably the most important way to change your life. If we have a look, there's this girl standing here and she's got this loudspeaker, and really is about being a portal for your own impact in the world, and using your voice as a way to express yourself in the world. The sacred geometry symbol here is the Vesica Pisces, which is a portal, and it's a portal for change. And so when we understand that everything to do with our voice is about impact, it's about our own will, and it's about our sort of ability to have an impact on the world, is the way we use our voice. And you can translate that to the way you write as well. So both of those are important components here. And when we understand how many of us swallow our words, we have something we want to say, but we don't say it. We have something we need to say, but we withhold from it. And when we look at why we do this, it's because we override what we want to say or need to say with the fear of conflict. We don't want to disrupt. We don't want to hurt somebody else's feelings. We don't want to cause conflict. We don't want to be disrespectful. We don't want to be unkind. And so we tend to say what other people want us to say, or what we think other people want us to say. And there's a tendency to speak in hollow words, to just say what needs to be said, as opposed to say what you feel. And words are powerful. They create as we speak. I'm not sure if this is 100% true, but I love it. So the word spelling has the word spell in it. And so we cast spells with our words. And so the way we speak and what we say starts to manifest into the kind of life we have. Maya Angelou, who has beautiful quotes around this, one being, people don't remember what you say, they remember how you make them feel, is really amplifying the sort of way that you speak to people. But one of her less known quotes, which is one of my favorites, is she says, words seep into the couch, words seep into the walls, words seep into the experience around us, and they start to create its own vibration. And so if I speak words of hatred, if I speak words of love, it has a different experience on it. And there's lots of research around this that we can go into. So the one component of speaking our truth is giving ourselves permission to speak firstly, to say what you want to say, to know that what you want to say is important and it needs to be said. And reason that is important is our words are also the way that we can create boundaries, that we can get our needs met, that we can make sure we're caring for ourselves. If somebody asks you, do you want to do something? And your internal answer is no, but because you don't want to offend them, you say, yes, it's fine. What really happens there is it's a disregard of yourself. And we start to not trust ourselves, because when are we going to honor the truth of what we wanted to say? And so the part of you that had the internal wisdom of no starts to shut down. And this is how we lose the connection to our intuition and to our spirit and to the truth of who we are. And so sometimes we may need to say yes when we don't want to say yes, or we may need to say no when we would like to say yes. But that's a calibration of choice as opposed to an instinct to make sure you stay keeping other people happy. And so the permission to honor your words, to use your words, to speak in the I, to say this is what I think, what I feel, what I want, what I need, takes profound courage. Predominantly because as children we're taught not to ask. We're quite overridden, a lot of us as children, to be polite, to be respectful, and in the corporate world we talk about being professional. So we must speak politely and professionally, often hollow words. Yeah? And so when we talk about hollow words, it's the words that don't land. Nobody can feel anything when you say them. So the other part of speaking our truth is being able to say whatever we need to say, but to say it with love. Because if I can say what I want to say, even if it's, I don't like this anymore, I don't want this from you, I'm not interested in exploring this, no thank you. If I can say this with kindness, if I can say this with an open heart, then there's a frequency behind the words that means it's easier for people to hear them. And the way you speak impacts the way people can hear you. If I speak unkindly, if I speak harshly, if I speak with judgment, if I speak with defensiveness, if I speak with hatred, people feel this and they shut down. That really amplifies the Maya Angelou quote of people do not remember what you say, they remember how you make them feel. And you can say the most difficult things. You can even say, I don't like you very much, but you can say it with love. And so it becomes not an attack, it becomes a support. And this is the world that starts to create a different experience for you and different boundaries. The task I'm going to give you is a very interesting task. The exercise I will give you is the exercise I'm going to give you is to sing. Is to use your throat, and you can do this in your own way. You don't need to do this in front of others. When I say sing, I'm going to give it to you as 3 different ways. Firstly, hum. Learn how to hum. Just letting yourself hum. Is humming shifts a frequency inside you. There's a whole healing modality around humming. That if you hum for long enough, there's a vibration that starts in your throat and it starts to flow through your body. And just humming in itself can open up any blockages that you have in your throat, so you can start to connect the truth from yourself to your throat. You can then go into chanting. There's beautiful chants. You can use Om. You can go and find chants on the internet and you can replicate them. And then, you know what? They talk about singing in the shower. Sing. Get in your car and sing. And these sound like ridiculous ways for me to explain speaking your truth, but they start to get you connected back with what your throat feels like. And this throat area is probably the area that I see for most of my clients that needs the most amount of healing work. So those are your tasks for today. Sending you lots of love. Namaste.
Get your very own deck of I Am Lightworker cards straight from Taryn by visiting IamLightworker.com/cards.